Are we disconnected from nature? How do we reconnect with nature, and why is it important? Even though we as a singular species have evolved within and with nature, our interactions, ideas, dynamics, and histories with nature are all divergent. While the natural world provides the biological necessities for human life, nature also has provided spiritual, aesthetic, and philosophical pillars for the growth and expression of human culture. In the context of the US, many argue that our connection to nature has been eroded. It is believed by Dr. Dania Baumeister that there is severe disconnection between human beings and nature, and that the only way we'll ever make it as a species on this planet is if we reconnect with nature. In the book Braiding Sweetgrass, Robin Wall Kimmerer brings up the idea of species loneliness, which she writes is a deep, unnamed sadness stemming from the estrangement from the rest of creation, from the loss of relationship. Kimmerer is a scientist, mother, professor, member of the Potawatomi Nation, and she is concerned by the disconnection between non-Indigenous Americans and nature. She wonders, can Americans, as a nation of immigrants, learn to live here as if we are staying, with both feet on shore?
Hello, my name is Charlotte Cradaville-Lavelle, and I am a sophomore environmental science major here at Dickinson. Being able to spend a lot of time outdoors really influenced the way I looked at my environment, and nowadays I find peace in the environment a lot. If I'm feeling stressed, I'll go for a walk, and I don't have to be completely away from all humans or all human-esque things, buildings or whatever. I just find that sometimes even just stepping outside and getting some fresh air really just helps to ground myself.
Hi, I'm Brenda Landis, and I am a multimedia specialist here at Dickinson, and I am also deputy mayor of Carlisle. So I think being curious and observant is my connection to the natural world, and that I'm not all-knowing. I'm always learning.
How do you understand your relationship to the natural world? And what is your name?
Oh yeah. Okay, my name's Bren Hansen. My relationship with the natural world is mainly, I think, from growing up on a farm and being able to, at a very young age, when I was really lucky to have this experience, that I just used to run around in the woods all the time and play with friends and like hit trees with sticks and build little waterfalls in the creeks and just go exploring really in the woods. And so I got to know that woods really, really well. And I also would like see a lot of animals and bugs there. So it was a very natural part of my growing up. And so I think my relationship with nature is really built off of that. Just the fact that I had so much exposure to it so early on, and I would have so much fun. But I do think that you can transform your relationship with nature simply by experiencing it more kind of in your local space, because you live here anyway. You already have a connection to the space.
And I think when it comes to nature, as with pretty much anything else, if you go out and you immerse yourself, or you learn about a topic, or you become engaged with your world in some way, I think that it's, no doubt you're gonna kind of change your attitudes and affect the way you think about things and the way you think about your place in the environment. I'm a part of ALARM, as are you, and we're obviously a community science organization. And within that, community science is a great way to incorporate both the learning aspect of science and knowledge, and increasing your knowledge and understanding of the world, with also your sense of place and your sense of community. And I think that becoming a part of like one of those organizations, or even just going out and looking around you and investigating, like why does this rock look like this, or why does this do this or behave like this, I think just really taking note of what's going on around you, whether it's through a formal scientific process or not, I think that that's a great way to engage.
One of the biggest challenges is using nature without destroying it. We need to create a culture of place in which we can interact with nature without destroying it. Indigenous elders in the U.S. repeatedly remind non-Indigenous Americans that we will not learn to live compatibly with nature by locking it up in wilderness. Connecting with and learning to understand, to know, and protect the community of life that surrounds us here on this continent is crucial to our future here.
Yeah, it absolutely matters because, like I said, I think that we humans have a complicated history with nature and with the environment. There's a lot of different attitudes towards it. There's a lot of different ways of thinking. You know, there's a lot of different philosophies and thought processes, and how do we fit into all of it? And I think that as we seek to address some of the environmental challenges that we face, and as just to be happier and healthier as a society, I think understanding our place in nature, our sense of community, our sense of place is absolutely important for our health, our well-being, trying to promote equity, trying to promote environmental health and human health. And I think they're all very much so interconnected ideas because at the end of the day, we live here. You know, this is our home. And
Hi, I'm Julie. I'm a senior educational studies major, and after college, I'm looking to go to grad school for outdoor education.
Everyone needs to improve their relationship with nature, like right now, in order to preserve the future for humanity, for animals, for everyone. Like it has been getting like pretty dire, the situation we're in.
I think it can be important on a basis of personal need, just for one thing, like improving your relationship with the world in any way that you're like, because you're gonna encounter it whether you like it or not. It's like a good thing to do. I think it's a healthy thing to do in terms of like topical issues like climate change and stuff. Like there's some obvious benefits to that in terms of being more conscious and aware of like ecology on a smaller level can broaden your understanding on a larger level as well. And whether we know it consciously or not, a lot of the relationships that white Americans have with the land is a very resource-driven, extractive kind of mindset, taking oil out of the land, you know, that kind of mentality. You talk about our military relationships as well. And because of that extractive relationship, it's entirely one-sided. It's entirely a take, no give. And that is not the kind of relationship we want to have with the land in the world that you're living with, that has to live with you too.
As Anne Winston Spirn wrote, seeing humans as solely or mostly a contaminating influence prevents us from appreciating the potential beneficial impacts we might have and limits what we can imagine as possible. Will we have dominion over or participation with nature? In the future, will we be reconnected with nature?